Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, man. So the start of NBA free agency starts this Friday. I don't know what time. I think it's the moratorium period or something like that. But with that being said, we got an article by Bleacher Report titled One Realistic Trade or Free Agent Target for Every NBA Team. We're going to go through all these, give you guys all my thoughts and opinions on it. Who do you realistically think that your favorite team should trade for and or sign? Let me know in the comment section below. And let's get going on it, man. So first team we have is Atlanta Hawks with Rudy Gobert via trade. I'm still on the boat, man, where I don't like Rudy on the Hawks, but it seems like they're really interested in him. So I guess if that's the case, that's on them in the franchise, right, man? I still very much think that Kongwu can be like the next Bam Adebayo in the NBA. But, if Rudy's on the team, I don't see him ever giving that chance. So maybe it's a sign trade or something like that. I actually love that. Kongwu playing with Donovan Mitchell, I think, has a lot of good potential. But we'll see if a trade actually happens. We'll see. Next up, we got Kelly Olynyk, man, to the Boston Celtics. I ain't gonna lie, man. I liked Kelly when he was on the Boston Celtics. Dude would, be fine, and then every now and then just have one of those games where he just drops like 30 points, makes like 17 three-pointers. I liked him the first season on the Pistons and everything until he got injured, obviously, but he was a big part of our second unit. Says mechanism, trade exception, so he got making about $13 million a season. If the Pistons were to trade for that exception, if I know how exceptions work correctly, which I'm not 100% sure, but I think that would add additional cap space for the Pistons, which would put us at like $75 million to spend on, I don't know, probably nothing, to be honest, man. We'll take back some assets or something like that with bad contracts. Here we have Brooklyn Nets, Derek Favors. I like this a lot, on the team formerly and everything like that, but also veteran, you know what to get out of them, and that's kind of what the Nets need at the center position, just like some consistency, even if it's not the greatest option out there, but I still like him, man. Here we have via trade exception, Charlotte Hornets with Mitchell Robinson. So they just got Mark Williams, which Mark Williams is probably pretty similar to Mitchell Robinson, but also probably a few seasons away, just because, man, you got to work on things like, prime example, Mitchell Robinson came into the league and just could not stop fouling out. So assuming, Robinson is past that, he could be a nice addition to the team. Although I very much rather them go for like Miles Turner, man. I think we all can agree that he's like the perfect fit on that team. Here we got the Chicago Bulls going for Rudy Gobert via trade. Probably looking at Vucevic, Kobe White, which honestly, Jazz kind of need a point guard. It could be kind of an explosive almost said backfield, like we're talking football, man. Backcourt, Donovan Mitchell, kind of interesting. And Rudy to the Bulls, gives him that interior presence on the squad and everything. Just all comes down to the trade, right? Here we got Cavaliers, Gary Payton II. So I like Gary Payton staying on the Warriors. Honestly speaking, I think the Cavaliers need to get Ricky Rubio back, and I think there's a really good chance of that happening. Here we have Dallas Mavericks. Otto Porter. Really like that signing, actually. He's got good length to him. He fits that specialist mold that kind of works with the Dallas Mavericks system of playing around Luka Doncic. I will say, though, when it comes down to the Mavericks, I think they need to up their interior defense a little bit, and Otto Porter does not get that done. Just because right now, like Christian Wood as their center, not quite sure I love that, but we'll see what happens there. I do like Christian Wood on the team, just not as the starting center, more so like maybe the power forward, or maybe you get a defensive power forward or something like that. Denver Nuggets, Gary Harris. Oh, man. Y'all want Gary Harris back in the Denver Nuggets? I remember there was a period where I thought he was going to be good, and then just every season, he had like a solid peak, and then just kept on regressing. Just kept on getting worse every season, man, for some reason. Here we got the Detroit Pistons for DeAndre Ayton. Mechanism with the cap space, meaning we can sign him to a max contract. Having beef stew on the team, Jalen Duren, potentially Marvin Bagley re-signing, I would still take DeAndre Ayton. And the reason I say that is, I do want the Pistons to grow together and everything like that. I think there's some sign and trade, opportunities here to actually get this done in a better way, because you really don't want DeAndre with beef stew, Olynyk, Duren all on the team. I think for this to happen, you would probably have to let go of beef stew. I know Piston fans probably don't want to do that, but realistically, bringing DeAndre Ayton as your starting center for the next 5 seasons, Duren developing beyond him, that's probably what you're looking at happening. People have talked about running like beef stew at power forward. I do not like that. For DeAndre Ayton to come on the Pistons, somebody would probably have to be traded or let go. We got Kyle Anderson to the Warriors. This is kind of interesting. The way he plays with his length and everything, a little bit slower. would kind of be like the power forward version of Sean Livingston. I like it, man. I like it. Although I very much would, I guess honestly too, like him being like a poor man's Draymond Green could be kind of interesting. But I also want to see Kuminga, get some more minutes next season. But then again, he's so young. Like you can put him on the shelf for 2 or 3 seasons, and still he's gonna be really young when he has more of a full-time role. Houston Rockets on Fernie Simons. Oh, interesting. So how would you all feel about a sign and trade of Anfernee Simons to the Rockets for Kevin Porter? I feel like Kevin Porter, his scoring bulk would work nicely next to Damian Lillard. Anfernee Simons, you get more of a natural point guard, whatever that means in the positionless NBA, playing next to Jalen Green. I like that a bit. Here we have Indiana Pacers for Miles Bridges. So I read today that Miles Bridges looks like, their coach Clifford and everything like that wants Miles Bridges back on the team. So we'll see how that all goes. But Miles Bridges, 23 years of age, 20 point per game score, would be a very nice scoring spark playing next to Tyrese Halliburton. All right, next we got the Clippers with Ricky Rubio. So they just got John Wall. They got Reggie Jackson, so you probably don't see something like this happening anymore. We got the Lakers, Kyrie Irving. Sounds like he's probably staying with the Nets. Probably, maybe. Memphis Grizzlies with Bruce Brown. Okay, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Tyus Jones. I think I want them to go for a backup point guard. But Bruce Brown, one of those glue guys, does all the little things out there. Could fit in very nicely with that Grizzlies squad. Donovan Mitchell to the Miami Heat via trade. Probably looking at a Tyler Hero type of trade for this to happen. A lot of people saying that Dwayne Wade, is a double agent going undercover for the Heat, trying to convince Donovan Mitchell to go over to their team and everything. I'm sorry, undercover for the Heat on the Jazz, because he's part of their management now and everything. We got the Milwaukee Bucks, Otto Porter. Once again, lengthy dude, can knock down threes, fits in with any NBA team essentially. Minnesota Timberwolves with Victor Oladipo. Maybe as a backup, but I like Anthony Edwards, going to that 2 spot. They got D'Lo, though. They got Patrick Beverly. I don't know. Edwards been playing the 3 for them, so I guess they could still get away with that because they got a very aggressive body. Seems like a weird phrase, but, he's built. He's built, man. Anthony Edwards is, so you can run that back. You can run him with the 3 with Oladipo at the 2 spot. Malik Monk to the Pelicans, give them some more scoring bulk, but it sounds like Malik, even if he means getting paid a little bit less, would return to the Lakers. Sounds like he really likes it there. Knicks, Kyrie Irving, staying with the Nets. It sounds like, excuse me, man. We got the OKC Thunder, Isaiah Hartenstein. Pretty solid, man. I liked him a few seasons ago on the Houston Rockets. D'Antoni did not really like running big dudes out there. I think it would be a good opportunity, man, a low-risk, high-reward type of move to see what he could do. Obviously, they got guys like Chet now, but, some additional depth and seeing what happens with some young prospects could be pretty solid. I don't know if he's young anymore. Yeah, 24. Yeah, fits in. Magic on Anfernee Simons. I do not like this. This team already has so many guards as is, having Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs. They got Trey Terrence Ross, man. They got Cole Anthony. Other dudes that I'm probably not thinking of. I do not want to see another young guard added to that mix. It's just going to take away from too much. We got the 76ers with Andre Drummond back on the team. Yeah, seems he don't mind being the backup to Joel Embiid, which I respect, honestly, that he's embraced his role as a backup center in the NBA. Phoenix Suns, Jakob Poeltl. Love this for a replacement for DeAndre Ayton. No, he's not DeAndre Ayton, but he's a much cheaper type of dude that, I really compare it to how the Golden State Warriors run their team, where you just have a good serviceable center out there that plays some defense, sets some hard picks, does all the dirty work up in there, and Jakob would be a big time W, man, for the Phoenix Suns to replace DeAndre Ayton with at a much better price tag. We got the Trailblazers with TJ Warren. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yes. Seems like he's probably gone off the Indiana Pacers, fits right in, alongside Damian and Jeremy Grant as a efficient scorer to put on that team. Caleb Martin to the Sacramento Kings. It seems that, I don't know, man, Heat fans really were liking Caleb Martin, what he brings to the squad and everything. So, sure, I don't got too much to say about him. I think he's a good player. He's fine. Spurs with DeAndre Ayton. So it sounds like right now they're talking about maybe trading away to Dejounte Murray. So they might be going into a full-on rebuild. Trading for draft picks, probably going for that Victor dude in next year's draft. But if they're looking to go into more of a win-now mode, then adding DeAndre Ayton in a sign and trade, although I don't know what that trade would look like, could be very interesting. Toronto Raptors, Rudy Gobert. Center, plays defense. Yeah, I'm not talking about Rudy anymore, man. Like, yeah, he could work on the Toronto Raptors. I don't know what that trade looks like, though. Kyle Kuzma to the Jazz. Yeah, I could, So, even alongside Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, like, if they decide to go that route again, I feel like he could be like that Bojan Bogdanovic, younger version of him. I like it. Okay. And then we got Washington Wizards, Mike Conley. I don't know if Mike Conley at this point is going to keep Bradley Beal too happy. I'd much rather them go for like a younger type of point guard, but we'll see if they're trying to do like a short-term type of Band-Aid fix, man. We'll see. But that is all we have for this video. What do you guys think about all these, man? Let me know in the comment section below, and peace out, my friends.